we brought in an actor we've all gone too long without. Rick Moranis.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable celebrities who stepped away from Hollywood to pursue other passions or simply lead a quiet life away from fame.
Drifters off to see the world.
Number 20. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. These famous twins have been working since they were 9 months old. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen began their career as infants, sharing the role of Michelle Tanner on the ABC sitcom Full House.
You got it, dude.
Even while the show aired, they appeared in other films and TV shows, eventually founding their own production company, Dual Star, in 1993. However, as the 2000s rolled around, they set their sights on a much different path: fashion.
The Row started as kind of a little side project for Mary-Kate and I, and it started with a t-shirt.
In 2006, they launched their luxury fashion brand, The Row, and soon left Hollywood entirely to concentrate on it. Although they still occasionally make the news, Mary-Kate and Ashley no longer command the kind of media attention they once did, which suits them just fine. Number 19. Michael Scheffling. For a brief period in the 1980s, Michael Scheffling seemed poised to become a Hollywood superstar. Scheffling's debut as Jake Ryan in 1984's 16 Candles made him an instant teen heartthrob.
Happy birthday, Samantha. Good wish.
It already came true.
It was the perfect springboard for a flourishing career, but things just never really lined up perfectly for Scheffling afterwards. Although he went on to star in a number of films, including Vision Quest and Mermaids.
So was that you who carved Red Sox on the door?
That used to be my room.
Scheffling never quite attained the level of fame many believed he would. In between acting jobs, he took up carpentry and began making furniture. This eventually became his full-time career as he gave up acting completely following 1991's Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
Sonora, I love you.
Number 18. Nikki Blonsky. Many struggling actors in Hollywood dream of the kind of opportunity Nikki Blonsky had. As a high school student, Blonsky auditioned for Hairspray, beating out over 1,000 aspirants for the role of Tracy Turnblad.
Good morning, Baltimore.
She couldn't have asked for a better screen debut, as it earned her 2 Critics' Choice Awards and a Golden Globe nomination. However, maintaining that momentum proved challenging. Despite playing the lead on ABC Family's Huge, the show only lasted 1 season, and the roles dried up soon after.
I could take the most horrifying situation and make it worse. It's like this twisted gift.
The New York native later obtained a cosmetology license and began working as a hairstylist and makeup artist in her hometown. While she still appears sporadically in films, Blonsky hasn't reclaimed the level of fame she once enjoyed.
Wish I could just jump through the window, be with you. I mean,
If you jump, I'll catch you.
Number 17. Angus T. Jones. Angus T. Jones became a household name in the 2000s thanks to his role in the popular CBS sitcom 2.5 Men.
I'm hungry.
Is this gonna be a problem?
I guess not.
During this period, he was the highest paid child actor on TV, reportedly earning $300,000 per episode. In late 2012, at the peak of his fame, Jones suddenly announced that he was done appearing on the show. This was because he had been baptized and was turned off by the sitcom's mature content, which he later described as, quote, filth.
Please stop filling your head with filth.
Jones ultimately left 2.5 Men after 10 seasons and largely retreated from the spotlight. He has since worked as an executive in a multimedia company, but now expresses a desire to return to acting someday. Number 16. Amanda Bynes. This former child star first rose to prominence on the Nickelodeon sketch series All That before landing her own program, The Amanda Show.
Thanks, my name's Amanda, and welcome to my show!
Bynes then progressed to teen idol, with roles in successful comedies like Big Fat Liar and What a Girl Wants. In 2010, after a prominent part in Easy A, Bynes announced she was taking an indefinite break from acting.
There's a higher power that will judge you for your indecency.
Tom Cruise?
I hope for your sake that God has a sense of humor.
Subsequently, she faced a slew of legal troubles and grappled with substance use disorder, which led to her being placed under a conservatorship. Despite overcoming these challenges and ending the conservatorship, Bynes doesn't seem ready to return to the screen. Instead, in 2023, she decided to pursue a new career as a manicurist.
She added, "In the last several years, I've been working hard to improve my health so that I can live and work independently. And I will continue to prioritize my well-being in this next chapter."
Number 15, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Jonathan Taylor Thomas soared to immense fame in the 90s, gracing the covers of countless magazines and adorning the bedroom walls of many teenage girls.
We're past the nod stage.
What?
She gave me a kiss.
Thomas gained popularity thanks to his role as Randy Taylor on the ABC sitcom Home Improvement. He earned further recognition for voicing young Simba in The Lion King, and the titular character in the 1996 film The Adventures of Pinocchio.
You're a puppet. You're not a real boy, Pinocchio.
Real boy.
In 1998, Thomas decided to exit Home Improvement, directing his attention towards getting a degree from Harvard.
There. Or I could open the emergency door and just yell out the plane.
While his presence in the limelight has significantly waned since then, Thomas stands by his decision wholeheartedly. These days, he's more focused on working behind the camera, taking on directing and screenwriting roles.
Man, you look familiar.
Well, I used to work with Kristen.
That's not it.
Number 14, Phoebe Cates. The 1980s were a significant era for teen comedy movies, many of which became classics and launched their young actors into stardom.
I want a relationship. I want romance. You want romance? In Ridgemont? We can't even get cable TV here, Stacy. You want romance.
One of such rising stars was Phoebe Cates. Born to a family of Hollywood insiders, Cates began her career as a dancer and model before venturing into acting. Her breakthrough came with 1982's Fast Times at Ridgemont High, followed by another success with Gremlins 2 years later.
And that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
In 1989, Cates got married to fellow actor Kevin Kline, with whom she welcomed 2 children. By the mid-90s, Cates decided to scale back on acting and prioritize raising her family. She eventually opened a boutique in New York City called Blue Tree, which she continues to oversee.
What's that?
Oh, funny you should ask. I think this would be perfect for her. This is the perfect husband bracelet.
Number 13, Steven Seagal. Love him or hate him, but you can't deny the fact that Steven Seagal had Hollywood in a chokehold during the 90s.
You're not a cook.
Yeah, well, I also cook.
At the outset of the decade, Seagal was largely unknown, but by its end, he had become one of Hollywood's most prominent action stars, even though he essentially played the same character in every film. However, as the 21st century progressed, Seagal's star diminished significantly, relegated to a string of laughably bad direct-to-video releases.
Hey, did your brother kill my son?
Concurrently, his association with Russia grew stronger, and he was granted citizenship to the country in 2016. He has not appeared in a film since 2019, the year following his appointment as Russia's special envoy to the US. Number 12, Bridget Fonda. Born into the renowned Fonda acting dynasty, Bridget Fonda began her career at the tender age of 5. Throughout the late 80s and 90s, she worked tirelessly, starring in notable films like The Godfather Part 3 and Jackie Brown.
God damn, girl. You getting high already? It's just 2 o'clock.
It's that late?
You smoke too much of that shit. That shit's gonna rob you of your ambition.
Not if your ambition is to get high and watch TV.
Fonda continued to act until 2002, when she abruptly decided to retire from the spotlight for a much quieter life.
I did a very good job.
I used to sew up pigs. That was my specialty.
The following year, she suffered a serious car accident that fractured her back, and later got married to film composer Danny Elfman. Since her retirement, Fonda has maintained a very low profile, only resurfacing in 2009 for the premiere of Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. When asked if she would consider returning to the silver screen, Fonda dismissed the notion completely.
I don't think so. It's too nice being a civilian.
Number 11. Shirley Temple. During the Great Depression, Shirley Temple became a beacon of hope and joy for many Americans.
On the good ship, lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop.
Temple rose to fame as a child actress in the 1930s, captivating audiences worldwide with her talent, charm, and signature curly hair. At the height of her career, she was one of Hollywood's biggest sensations and the leading box office draw.
Lean on me until you get started.
However, as Temple grew older, her box office success declined, leading her to retire from the big screen at the age of 22. Subsequently, Temple pursued a career in politics and was appointed as a delegate to the United Nations General Assembly by President Richard Nixon. She would go on to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Ghana and Czechoslovakia.
I think we all learned from the past. I just feel we shouldn't live there. We shouldn't live in the past.
Number 10. Daniel Day-Lewis. Day-Lewis has always remained very private and introverted.
Louder, Daniel! I am a sinner!
I am a sinner.
I am sorry, Lord.
I am sorry, Lord.
I want the blood.
I want the blood.
You have abandoned your child.
I've abandoned my child.
Far from the bright lights of Hollywood or London, the actor has lived in the quiet Irish village of Animo for the last 20+ years. He's also known for taking extended breaks between films, like the 5-year gap between Lincoln and Phantom Thread.
I can't accomplish a goddamn thing of any human meaning or worth until we cure ourselves of slavery and end this pestilential war.
However, he announced his retirement in June of 2017, offering no reason, aside from the fact that, quote, the impulse to quit took root in him and that he, quote, wanted to explore the world in a different way, making good on his word except to star in Anemone, which he co-wrote with his father.
Do you like it?
I do.
Number 9. Dylan Sprouse. One half of the Sprouse twins, the child actors famous for their roles in Big Daddy and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Dylan and his brother Cole have enjoyed steady acting work nearly their entire lives.
Why can't you drive us to the playground?
Because I have to rehearse new choreography for my next show. Mr. Mosby thinks I need some younger moves.
But while Cole landed the role of Jughead on Riverdale and starred in the 2019 film 5 Feet Apart, Dylan has taken a radically different path in life.
It's been a quiet few months in Riverdale. Spring slid into summer, and some semblance of normal life resumed.
In 2011, Dylan began studying video game design at the Gallatin School of Individualized Study, graduating in 2015. 3 years later, he opened the All Wise Meadery in Brooklyn.
I started having to convince everybody that mead was a thing, and then Matt tried the mead that I was making, and now we are convincing everybody mead is a thing, pretty much. So, yeah.
He's also dabbled in acting throughout the years, albeit in smaller, intimate projects. Nothing like the big mainstream work he used to do. Number 8. Freddie Prinze Jr. In the late 90s and early 2000s, you couldn't walk into a movie theater without seeing this guy's face plastered on a movie poster or 6. That changed sometime around 2004, right after the release of Scooby-Doo 2.
My fault, too. We all know how Shaggy and Scooby can be. But it's all right. We just need to stay strong, in control, and work fast.
It was around then that he transitioned to voice work, an industry he has remained in ever since. You may have heard his voice in Mass Effect 3 or Star Wars Rebels.
Who are you? I'm the guy who was stealing that crate.
Hey, look, I stole this stuff, whatever it is, fair and square.
And you made it pretty far, but I've got plans for that crate.
It's still acting work, just not the kind that attracts the paparazzi. However, Prinze Jr. has focused his attention in other fields as well. He co-wrote a cookbook with Rachel Wharton and served as a producer and director for the WWE. Yes, really.
First of all, Booker, that's not a claim, that's a fact. And there are people in this room, in that ring right now that can attest to it.
Number 7. Jack Gleason. You may not know Jack Gleason by name, but you certainly know his face, his oh-so-once punchable face.
Don't you think we ought to do something about it?
That's right, Joffrey Baratheon. Gleason earned renown and acclaim for playing the slimy Baratheon, Lannister child, but it seems like acting wasn't for him.
Killed a few puppies today?
Show him. Come on, show him.
Gleason announced his retirement after wrapping up Game of Thrones, telling Entertainment Weekly that he had stopped enjoying it and didn't want to turn it into a lifelong career. He subsequently studied theology and philosophy at Dublin's Trinity College, where he graduated in 2015. 5 years later, Gleason returned to the screen, albeit in much more muted roles than the one he gained popularity for.
Killing you would send your brother a message. But my mother insists on keeping you alive.
Number 6, Mara Wilson. 90s kids will undoubtedly remember Mara Wilson as that adorable little actress from movies like Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda.
This is Natalie.
Oh, hello, Natalie.
Are you wearing bug spray?
Oh,
Maddie.
oh, it's quite all right, dear. No offense taken. I was a little liberal with the atomizer.
Unfortunately, Wilson quickly grew disillusioned with the prospect of acting and the fame that came with it. In a 2012 blog post, Wilson addressed the various reasons for her early retirement, including the lack of creative freedom, the ridiculous celebrity aspect, and the dehumanizing audition process.
Daddy, you're a crook.
What?
This is illegal.
Yeah, keep drilling. Do you make money? Do you have a job?
No, but don't people need good cars? Can't you sell good cars, Dad?
And while she has left acting behind, she's still in the creative fields. She's lent her voice to BoJack Horseman and the famous podcast Welcome to Night Vale, and she's written both a book and a play. The latter was performed at the New York International Fringe Festival in 2013.
But before you fold the omelet, I'd like the chef to hold the pan up and whisper his, or her, dreams into it.
Number 5, Gene Hackman. A legend long before he played Little Bill Daggett in Unforgiven, a role that earned him a BAFTA, Oscar, and a Golden Globe, Gene Hackman is notoriously private and rarely gives interviews.
I says, give me over your pistol.
I ain't drunk. Ordinance says you got to turn in your firearms to the county office, day or night.
Perhaps he sees no need, or maybe he just doesn't want to. Regardless, during one such rare interview with Larry King in 2004, Hackman announced he would be retiring.
Let me bust one! I want to bust it! I want to bust it! Let me talk to him! Let me talk to him! You got a friend here, buddy?
This left 2004's Welcome to Mooseport, a political satire in which he co-starred with Ray Romano, as his final film, save a piece of narration for a Smithsonian documentary. Since then, he's focused on writing and has published 2 novels as a solo writer, Payback at Morning Peak and Pursuit.
Some guy's following me. Who? I don't know. It has something to do with the assignment last week.
Number 4, Rick Moranis. After first finding fame with the Canadian sketch comedy series Second City Television, Rick Moranis successfully transitioned to major Hollywood productions.
What sign are you waiting for?
Gozer the Traveler. He will come in one of the pre-chosen forms.
With prominent roles in franchises like Ghostbusters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Moranis quickly became a household name.
What are you saying, Nick? Swinging?
Sadly, in 1991, his wife, Ann Belsky, passed away, leaving him to raise their 2 young children alone. The actor then made the difficult decision to step away from his thriving Hollywood career to focus on his kids. Although Moranis has been absent from live-action films, he has lent his voice to animated projects and appeared alongside Ryan Reynolds in an ad for Mint Mobile.
So why am I here?
I'm just a huge fan.
Oh, stop it. Come on,
no,
stop it.
Seriously.
He is set to reprise his role as the eccentric inventor Wayne Zelinsky in the upcoming sequel Shrunk. Number 3, Frankie Muniz.
My name is Malcolm. You want to know what the best thing about childhood is? At some point, it stops.
Muniz earned incredible popularity throughout the 2000s for his titular role on Malcolm in the Middle, while also venturing into film with movies like Big Fat Liar and Agent Cody Banks. Shortly after Malcolm wrapped in 2006, Muniz announced his retirement from acting and subsequently ventured in race car driving, performing music, and managing a band called Astro Lasso. And aside from a recent stint on Dancing with the Stars, Muniz is taking it easy with his partner Paige Prince. They currently co-manage a specialty olive oil shop in Arizona called Outrageous Olive Oils and Vinegars.
I'm Frankie Muniz.
And I'm Paige Price.
And we are the owners of Outrageous Olive Oils and Vinegars.
Number 2. Cary Grant. Grant was one of the finest leading men in Hollywood history. He could do it all, from suave romantic leads to screwball goofs to the dark and introspective characters of Alfred Hitchcock. Grant eventually retired in 1966 in order to raise his newborn daughter Jennifer in peace. By then, he had also grown disillusioned with the direction of Hollywood, believing that the golden age, for which he was a major part, was ending.
All right, but would you mind if I put on something more formal?
He soon transitioned over to business work, becoming a director for both MGM and Fabergé. He also spent a lot of time traveling to Monaco, where his good friend Grace Kelly, herself retired from film, was literal royalty.
You have a very strong grip, the kind a burglar needs.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Audrey Hepburn. Among the most esteemed of leading ladies during the golden age of Hollywood, Audrey Hepburn was the first actress in history to win the BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Oscar for the same film, doing so for her role in Roman Holiday.
Hello.
You think it was something all right? You never had your
I'm sorry, just a joke. It's all right.
Oh, you never had your hand.
Okay.
Later, she would star in acclaimed films like Breakfast at Tiffany's and My Fair Lady. But Hepburn decided to leave the spotlight behind in the late 60s to focus on family, and she gave birth to her second child in 1970.
I don't even want to own anything until I can find a place where me and things go together. I'm not sure where that is, but I know what it's like. It's like Tiffany's.
While she never quit acting altogether, she devoted much of her time to UNICEF and visiting countries like Ethiopia, Turkey, and Vietnam, eventually earning the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her efforts.
Why not? Them she lived with would have killed her for a hat pin, let alone a hat.
Which of these celebrities would you like to see make a comeback? Let us know in the comments.
Cameron Diaz? Well, she's making her big movie comeback starring opposite Jamie Foxx in our first look at Back in Action.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.